everyone, I'm Mandi Hutchinson, and today we'll be taking a look at two games, Kittin and Tinderblox. So Kittin supports 2 to 8 players and plays in about 5 to 10 minutes. The goal of the game is to become the chief kitten cuddler by stacking your kitties perfectly and efficiently and be the first player to claim 3 cards. So pretty straightforward. So let's jump into a quick overview and then we'll talk about it. Gameplay is super easy. The chosen player draws a card and flips it over in view of all players. 3, 2, 1, go. All players recreate the card using the kitten meeples. Remember to only grab the kitten meeples you need or you'll be disqualified. Once you've completed your stack, you shout, meow. All other players stop and check to see if it has been completed correctly. If not, that player is disqualified and everyone keeps going until there is a victor. Players do this all over again in the next round. First player to get 3 cards wins and is the chief kitten cuddler. So again, Kittin is one of those games that's quick to play, easy to learn. I'm not a fan of dexterity games, especially ones that add a speed element. It gives me stress, even if it's simple. Some people do enjoy that. So if you do like that, little bit of fun tension in the game, I think you'll enjoy that. Games like Shiba Inu House, where it has that kind of speed element where you're trying to create what's before you before everybody else. And those can be stressful for some people, but some people enjoy that. So if you like that kind of atmosphere in your game, totally go for it. I mean, it's a short game, so it's not like you're going to be feeling that for a long period of time. Definitely is another travel size type game in a tin with wooden components. It is slightly larger than Tinderblox, but still something that you can carry with you. Again, it's something you can pull out for a variety of people. And this one, because it has a higher player count, there is also another way of playing with teams. And then you're kind of checking to make sure that people are doing things properly based on your team. So there is another way to play the game. So that's always nice to have that variant. This one is not for me just because it has that speed element, but that's not to say it's a bad game. I think it's going to be a fun game for a lot of different people. The components, super cute. I mean, can't help it. The colors are easy right now to differentiate. Anybody who has challenges seeing certain colors, I think they will be okay here. Also, the cats are different shapes. So I feel that is very clear, and hopefully that comes across in the cards because they're just small, but I think it's clear to see. So while this game isn't for me, I definitely think there are people that will enjoy it. Quick games like this, easy to pull out, it's convenient. So, and it's cute. I mean, that's why I'm wearing the kitten ears. I mean, why not? So those are my thoughts on Kittin. Tinderblox supports 2 to 4 players and plays in 1 to 15 minutes. The goal of the game is to be the safest camper by being the last player standing. So let's jump into a quick overview. So we start with the campfire card, and you can choose which side you would like to use. The wooden logs and red and yellow fire cubes are placed to the side, and the starting player is given the tweezers. We are ready to start. The first player draws a card from the fire deck and places it face up for all players to see. The player uses the tweezers to assemble the wooden pieces as depicted on the card. This symbol of the card lets you know that you need to use your weaker hand when placing the pieces on the fire. All pieces must be placed together if there are multiple pieces depicted on the card. Dropping pieces before it reaches the campfire is allowed. However, if any pieces are knocked off the campfire or pieces are dropped on the campfire, that player is eliminated. Last player standing wins the game. Tinderblox is quick to play, easy to learn. Nothing wrong with that. It plays in a short amount of time, and you can play with a variety of players. So people that are more experienced in gaming, people that are new to gaming. It's pretty straightforward. It's also convenient for travel. It comes in a nice box. You can slip it in your pocket or a small bag, easy to travel with. It could be something you play kind of in between games. If you're playing something heavy, want to try something light, it works well. This one I actually really enjoyed. These are the types of games that are not always on my radar, but I like this one. It's quick and I can pull it out and play. If I'm in a pinch and need to play a game, something quick, we're waiting. Great, I can do that. I like the fact that you had 2 starting difficulties. So you can start with a simpler start setup with the blocks with the wood. And then you had a more difficult setup where they're a bit crossed over. So you might have a tougher time balancing. And I thought it was interesting where you had cards that, where you had to pick up two pieces at, the same time to put on, or you had to use your hand that wasn't as strong to put on. So, it can make that interesting to see, oh, can we make it that, so it's like a fun tension, which is always good. The components, the ones that I'm working with right now are wood and the box is tin. So I'm hoping going forward it stays like that because I think it has a really nice look to it. The tweezers that are in it, or I guess I don't know the technical term, but the tweezers right now are just ones that we would use for, everyday grooming, that sort of thing. I hope they change them to a plastic type of tweezer that has a bit more range to open. Otherwise, it is kind of difficult to pick up the pieces. So hopefully that'll be a little more ergonomic and easier to use. So overall, I really liked Tinderblox. It's one that my friends also enjoyed. This one didn't have a speed element where sometimes these games types of games have. So for me, that worked well. It kind of reminded me of Jenga with tweezers, I guess, in that sort of realm. But it's a game that everyone can kind of relate to. So Tinderblox was a win for me. So thank you so much for joining me to hear about Tinderblox and Kittin, both on Kickstarter now. If you wanted more information or to find that link, it's in my description below, so you can go and check that out. We'll see you next time. Bye.